Today, we're diving into a powerful story about a moment just like that. A story of faith, desperation, and an incredible miracle. Imagine a land scorched by a terrible drought for a long, long time. Not a single drop of rain had fallen. Food was scarce, and people were struggling to survive. In the midst of this, God sent the prophet Elijah to a small town called Zer. As he arrived, he saw a widow gathering a few sticks, her face etched with worry. Elijah, guided by God, approached her with a simple request. "Could you please bring me a little water to drink?" As she turned to go, he added, "And please, bring me a piece of bread as well." The woman stopped, her shoulders slumping. She turned back to Elijah with sadness in her eyes. "I swear," she said, "I don't have any bread. All I have left is a handful of flour in a jar and a tiny bit of oil in a jug. I was just gathering these sticks to make one final meal for my son and me. After we eat it, we'll have nothing left. We'll just wait to die." Her words were heavy with despair. But Elijah looked at her with compassion and spoke with a confidence that seemed out of place in such a hopeless situation. "Don't be afraid," he said. "Go home and do as you have said. But first, make a small loaf of bread for me from what you have and bring it to me, and then make something for yourself and your son. For this is what the Lord says. The jar of flour will not be used up, and the jug of oil will not run dry until the day the Lord sends rain on the land." Can you imagine what she must have thought? A complete stranger was asking for her last meal, promising a miracle that seemed impossible. It was a moment of truth. Should she hold on to the little she had? Or should she take a radical leap of faith? She chose faith. The widow went home, took a last bit of flour and oil, and prepared a small loaf of bread for Elijah. She gave away the very last thing she had, trusting in a promise from a God she was just beginning to know. And then the miracle happened. After giving Elijah his share, she went back to her jar. It wasn't empty. She looked in her jug. There was still oil. She used it to make food for herself and her son. And the next day, there was still flour and oil. And the day after that. And the day after that. For many days, as the drought raged on, that jar and that jug never ran out. Her small, desperate act of obedience had unlocked an unending supply of God's provision. This story shows us that God sees us, especially in our most difficult moments. He doesn't just see our poverty or our lack. He sees our potential for faith. The widow learned that when we trust God with the little we have, He can multiply it in ways we could never imagine. Her obedience brought a blessing that saved her family. The jar and the oil became a daily, tangible reminder that God is faithful and His love never runs out. Thank you so much for watching. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe for more content that inspires faith. See you next time.